I guess just after the long layoff, defensively, did you feel like you were able to get back to what you were before?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was just giving these guys some rest. I just don't. The travel and the 9 p.m. games for these guys, it just wore them down. And as hard as they were playing, and Louisville, we didn't get back till almost 2 in the morning. Then we play Illinois. They didn't get to bed till 2. Then we play Wisconsin 9 p.m. We didn't get home till 5. Then we play on the road. We didn't get home till 3 from New York. And then we play at 9. And then we play at 9 p.m. against UCLA. It's not 9 p.m. It's the 9 in a row. That just kind of they were worn down. And we played then you throw finals on there. They're trying to do finals. They're trying to get everything ready. So to give them 3 days off after the UCLA game, I think that's why we looked a little rough offensively, but I think defensively they kind of got their, they were really locked in on the scout report. We switched all the stuff we were supposed to switch. I just thought they looked mentally fresh to me.
Coach, just when we went into the decision to start Ian Martinez over Don Carey?
I'm trying. The problem with, when I give Jameer a break with Jahari, usually Don then comes out and Ian goes in, and that's really where we've gotten in trouble. We haven't gotten in trouble with the starting lineup. Starting lineups, their plus is great. So what I tried to do today, because I had a little bit of confidence in the game, was just see if I can get Jahari and Don together a little bit, so that when we sub, we're not having the drop-off that we've had, because we've only been down. We haven't got off to great starts, but we've only been down 4 or 5 or 6, and all of a sudden we sub and we go down 13 really quick. So I'm trying to experiment with a little bit of like, all right, when I put Don in, at least I know I'm having someone that could be a scorer, that's a veteran, with Jahari. And so really that was all it was me kind of just tinkering a little bit, just seeing if I could, the drop-off wouldn't be as big as it's been.
And a follow-up, how pleased were you with Patrick Emilion's performance to step in for?
Yeah, I mean, Pat's been awesome all year. I mean, unfortunately for Pat, he's just like he's a walking Band-Aid. He's had this sprained ankle, and then he got in the Tennessee game. In the first 4 minutes he's in the game, he sprains his toe when some guy dives on him. When he's kind of in rhythm and consistent, he's been really good all year. It's just his problem is he hasn't been healthy. So I'm hoping this time off will kind of get him right.
It's kind of loud. Building off of that with the lineup changes with Julian, is this another precautionary thing, or do you anticipate this could be something that could keep him out even for the next game or after that?
I don't talk about injuries.
I know you talked during that stretch of games about the importance of getting some guys in off the bench in the right situations. You had 10 players in the first 8 minutes today. What did this game kind of allow you to do with the people off the bench, and how'd that kind of help develop them?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of gave them a chance for guys that have been practicing hard and working hard to get out and play a little bit. I think in an environment that was a little bit less stressful than playing Wisconsin, Illinois, Tennessee, and UCLA. So it's a little bit of a break in that. Kind of gives me see where guys are at. And I thought, guys like Ike and Noah, even Cal, just to get him out there and have him get some game time, because he practices really good, but man, as a freshman, you get really nervous. And, the only way you get over those nerves is playing a little bit.
Now that December conference games seem to be so normal now, what challenges as a coach does it present you to do that, dipping in and out of conference, non-conference, conference, non-conference?
It's a really good question. It's challenging. I think it's really the game you play before and the games you play after, I think, are really important in December, because you're still trying to develop people. I don't like early December games. I don't think it makes sense. I wouldn't mind having late December conference games, because then you're just gearing right up into it. But this is the first time I've kind of gone through it. So it's more or less, I think it's really important scheduling-wise to make sure that going into conference play you're not beat up, and then making sure afterwards you give yourself a little bit of time to see what you need to be tweaked. And that was the tough thing about this schedule, is we saw some things that needed to be tweaked, but we just didn't have time to do anything. So I think you just have to be really strategic in how you schedule before and after.
And you talked about tinkering with the lineup during your practices. Is that where you do the tinkering? Do you just have everyone practice together to see how it works? Do you do it specifically? How do you arrive at that?
You trying to take all my secrets? No, like, so this week going in, I switched Don and Ian, and so Jameer could play with Ian a little bit more. Don could play, but for the most part, I usually keep units with units, just so they get used to playing with each other. Every once in a while you tinker, but for the most part, this time of year we're pretty much set.
Kevin, the sharp play offensively at the start of the second half seemed like that was a bump up from what we saw for most of the first half. What do you think kind of changed for you guys? Was it just a few shots going in there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a matter of I did focus a lot this week on just defense, trying to get back on defense. We really didn't do that much offensively. I really try to get them back into that mindset and being aggressive, getting after it. We worked on our press a ton because we haven't been scoring, so we haven't been getting into our press. I just think it was a little bit more of just falling into the rhythm of the game and seeing the ball go in, and then it kind of just went from there. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. After Hakeem Hart had got elbowed in the first half, it seemed like to spark the offense. Can you just talk about that, or what do you think led to the team build a 19-point lead?
The one thing I've learned about this team, if you look at our stats, wins and losses, and plus-minus wins or losses, and you really break down statistics, there's one person that's a key factor for us. And I got on Hakeem Hart pretty hard these 3 days, because he is the difference maker. When he is engaged and he's playing, he's going, he just gives us such a different dimension offensively, even defensively. So he came over and he was complaining that he got elbowed, and I kind of just got on him just a little bit, and we had a man-to-man conversation. And he's a difference maker. When he plays like that, he's an all-level guard.
Yeah, St. Peter's had a couple runs with a couple offensive rebounds. I think they finished with 17. Is that just something that life without Julian Reese is going to be like, or is there something else?
No, I mean, I do think, Pat's not going to be a major rebounder, but it's something to do with our switching on defense. We get Dante on the perimeter a little bit too much, where because we switch so much and we try to keep things off balance for the team, we do have sometimes Dante not in there rebounding, and it does hurt us at times. We don't switch as much against bigger teams, but smaller teams like this, we do. We didn't switch against Tennessee at all, but we're just not a big team, so I don't think we're ever going to be a great rebounding team. I think our goal is just to be a good rebounding team. Everybody have a great holiday. Thank you.